The legacy of the king is a great promotion waiting to happen. The crown being passed is a great story. The question is, who will it be? Here are the facts about why Wembanyama is the next chosen one. While the French kid has been considered the best basketball prospect on earth for some years now, Wembanyama the NBA by storm. LeBron James was a generational prospect, similar to how Victor Wembanyama plays this season. The legacy of the king is a great promotion waiting to happen. The crown being passed is a great story. The question is, who will it be? Here are the facts about why Wembanyama is the next chosen one. While the French kid has been considered the best basketball prospect on earth for some years now, Wembanyama, the early favorite to be the first pick in the 2023 NBA draft, has an utterly impressive skill set, especially for someone his age and height. February 4th, 2004, Victor is measured 7'4" barefoot and weighs 220 pounds. Wembanyama has an 8-foot wingspan that aids his defensive output. This whole NBA season will be defined in part by the teams trying to position themselves for Wembanyama. If he is truly a generational talent, then it makes sense that organizations will do everything in their power to acquire him. Whether they refer to it as winless for Wemby, victoryless for Victor, or vomiting for Victor, several NBA teams are positioning themselves to be in the best possible place to snag Victor Wembanyama in the 2023 NBA draft. And who can blame them? Wembanyama is considered a generational talent, possibly at the level of LeBron James 20 years ago. Welcome to the Wembanyama drama, 2022 to 2023 season. Despite his relative inexperience, the young center appears to have an intuitive understanding of the game, both on offense and defense. However, it seems any teams who are tanking risk upsetting Wembanyama, who doesn't understand why the franchise would purposely lose. Tanking? It's a weird strategy, said Wembanyama in a recent interview with the French newspaper Le Parisien. I find it unreasonable, and I try not to think about it. I also heard that the NBA is considered changing a few rules for me, but that doesn't concern me. Tanking is when teams purposely lose in the short term, usually over a season, to obtain higher picks in the NBA draft, which will ultimately help them pick young talents who will lead them to long-term success. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has spoken a number of times on the league's efforts to minimize tanking as teams attempt to improve their draft lottery position to better place themselves in the running for projected first pick, Wembanyama. James and Wembanyama are two of the most hyped up prospects in league history. But the French kid is one of a kind. Victor distorts basketball reality. LeBron James called him a generational talent and an alien after watching him play against the G League Ignite, where he finished with 36 points and backed it up with another stellar performance where he scored 37 points and went 7 for 11 from 3. An outrageous three-point shooting performance from someone his size. Talents like Wembanyama don't come along often. He leads the French league with averages of 22.9 points, 9.6 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game, while he was exceptional in the French League All-Star game on Thursday night, registering 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists. His performances are certainly catching the eye of NBA superstars like James, with the amount of hype that's surrounding Victor. He is the first prospect since LeBron to have legitimate GOAT potential. For some, they felt guys like Ben Simmons, an athletic magic, Joel Embiid, kinda like Elijah Wan, Luka Doncic, a modern-day Larry Bird, and Zion had roughly top 10 all-time upside. Still, Wemby is another top-tier class when he enters the NBA. On offense, he can not only get 30-plus points like Embiid, Zion, or Doncic, but he adds supplemental value in a Curry-esque fashion that they can't. His unique spacing for a 5 is more valuable than anyone else's because he pulls the center out of the paint, and they need to cover him tight. He's an insane lob threat for ball handlers. His offensive arsenal makes everyone look much better, and he doesn't need to monopolize the ball to do it. He doesn't even need to touch the ball to open things up and make someone's life easy like Steph, and he can fit with literally anyone. Heliocentric ball handlers like Doncic are pretty difficult to find a superstar to actually fit with. Wemby is the dream partner. He's anyone's dream partner, and again, having that at a center position is an exceptional value. Elite perimeter wing guard talent doesn't grow on trees, but it's way more plentiful than who provides what Wemby could. There arguably has never been one. This isn't even getting to the defensive end, where he can be longer and more mobile than Gobert. The kid is a modified human created for the basketball world. He could be the best defender of his generation and by far the most valuable defensive position, the center. This guy fits with anyone, provides a unique value that makes everyone look better, and can be the foundation of a league-leading offense and defense. And on top of all this, he's quick enough to guard 1 through 5. Want to play a switching defense? No problem. Drop big? You got it. The number of options with him, both offensively and defensively, is unlimited. Imagine this. Wembanyama may one day develop into a KD Curry level volume shooter, given that literally nobody will be able to block his shot. But realistically, he's still only 18. The kid shows GOAT potential and is just barely scratching the surface. Victor got some weaknesses too. He needs to get stronger and add muscle to his frame. He needs to improve his physicality as he is somewhat frail and skinny and struggles to finish through contact due to his thin frame. For the sake of player comparison, stretch fives, unicorns, might get overdrafted due to the success of Evan Mobley and Kristaps Porzingis. People could compare Wembanyama to Porzingis, though this comparison is not necessarily the most accurate nor perfect, as Wembanyama seems to be more defensive-minded and showcases a better ability to switch out on the perimeter and even occasionally block some three-point shots. So, Wembanyama is the better perimeter defender. Outside of that, their games are similar. Another player is Evan Mobley. He's a huge reason for their turnaround, as the Cavaliers finally look like a playoff team since LeBron James's departure. As a point of reference, Wembanyama seems to be a similar archetype as Mobley, showcasing the ability to shoot from range and take opposing bigs away from their comfort zones defensively close to the rim, being outstanding defenders when it comes to shot blocking and rim protection as contemporary bigs. Granted, Evan Mobley plays power forward in Cleveland, but from a style of play standpoint, this player comparison makes sense for Victor Wembanyama as they have similar types of play. He is the real-life equivalent of those hacked NBA 2K My players that are 10 feet tall and 99 overall. The way he moves just doesn't make sense for his size, and he's so fluid. Not to mention, he's a better passer and decision maker than any player similar to his height at this age. Fans are excited to see how he plays this year. The 2023 NBA Draft is only about 3 months away now. It's set for June 22nd, and one NBA franchise will be irrevocably changed for the better on that date. Victor Wembanyama, the 7'4" French superstar, who is the presumed number 1 pick in this year's draft, will land with one team on that June day. Currently, the Detroit Pistons, Charlotte Hornets, and Houston Rockets all have a 14% chance at the number 1 pick. The Spurs are next at 12.5%, followed by the Washington Wizards, 9.8%, Orlando Magic, 9.7%, and the LA Lakers at 7.5%. The problem for the Lakers is the New Orleans Pelicans own their pick. Drafting a superstar is how you turn a franchise around, and there haven't been too many prospects that are close to being a surefire superstar as Victor Wembanyama. The best way to maximize your chances at Wembanyama is by finishing with one of the 3 worst records in the league. This guarantees the highest odds of landing the number 1 pick at 14%. It would be a grave oversight for non-playoff teams not to try everything they can to land this guy. Never in the past has a European prospect, not even Luka Doncic, taken the NBA by storm in the year building up to his draft. But Victor Wembanyama is different and destined to be one of the all-time greats, a true heir to giants like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain. No player caused a buzz in the NBA like Victor Wembanyama for a long time. His games in the French LNB Pro A-League are being streamed live in the US, and the basketball public from all over the world is watching his every move. It's no secret that he will be the first pick in the NBA draft next summer. With all due respect to other young talents that will compete with him for #1 spot, it would be an enormous surprise if someone tops him. He is also pretty confident about his chances. Wembanyama's goal? He wanted to be like something you've never seen. We hope you enjoyed our video topic today. Interact with us, subscribe.